Midnight music. 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 Midnight music.
Also, Alvin Kamara sucks. I don't care what anyone says.
Alvin Kamara is hit and miss. He's not consistent.
Dude, my entire team is a boom bust. It's ridiculous. And then Mike Williams got hurt again.
Mike Williams for what team? Oh, the Chargers.
Chargers.
Yeah. Don't trust the Chargers receiver if you can name any of them.
Where are you trying to go, sir?
Keenan Allen also isn't hurt.
Keenan Allen just came back. That's why.
He just came back.
So, welcome everybody to our Thanksgiving Eve pre-show. Meat slapping man.
I can't believe it's Thanksgiving Eve already.
I can't believe your internet is still working right now, Kay. I'm not gonna lie.
I know. Don't be optimistic because I'm not. week's been rough in general.
Although I will say, I definitely loved having you. Not, I didn't love it, but when your internet croaked out, and then we just had that still shot of you, it worked perfectly.
Yeah.
Especially when I was clipping the show for social media, because it looks like you're
Great.
there and attentive the entire time, but you're totally absent.
Yeah, I was gone.
I'm surprised nobody commented. I'm like, wait, how come Kay's not moving?
It's
Yeah.
like the Cartman on South Park COVID episode, putting just a picture of him glitching out. Like, I can't wait to go to school.
Screw you guys. I'm getting home.
Get here.
Oh, wait, I am home.
Oh, what a time to be alive.
Literally, this is my like most wild Thanksgiving Eve, and like I never went out for Thanksgiving Eve,
Oh, me
except like
neither.
once.
Wow,
I
I
don't
used to work Thanksgiving Eve. It is a wild time.
So like my early 20s, I was in a relationship, so I didn't go out for Thanksgiving Eve. I usually worked. And then like I was like in my mid 20s, like we just didn't do that. I never went out for Thanksgiving. I went out maybe once, and I went to my friend's house, smoked a lot of weed, and watched The Grinch and got Dominoes. Like, that
sounds amazing.
It was.
Minus with Domino's.
Honestly, it slapped.
Don't be hating on Domino's, Ricky.
I have to hate on
usually-
Domino's. Buy local.
Like
Goddamn.
last-
Moon Crescent Bread all the way.
Like last Thanksgiving Eve, I watched MJF CM Punk go at each other in my parents' house because they
Oh.
had that like promo battle.
Oh
last year.
yeah. Oh yeah. Wow. What a difference a year makes, let me tell you.
No, I literally was like, my life is like completely different than it was last Thanksgiving Eve.
I will tell you, Jersey dislikes CM Punk.
Oh yeah.
Yo, I heard.
Oh, yes. Never thought I'd hear that chant, ever.
Me neither.
Fuck CM Punk.
Oh, and I don't watch Being the Elite, but they really hit it home with those chants apparently on that episode.
I've never watched Being the Elite.
I've seen it here and there. I don't like make a point to watch it.
Yeah. Wait, how does... Oh, I was just saying... Spotify just sent me a message. It's like, new album by Michael Jackson. I was like, how? But it's just a remake of Thriller, because Thriller, the album, is 40 years old now.
Oh
My mom-
my god.
Yeah.
My mom literally texted me on the 40th anniversary of Thriller to tell me, because when she and my dad were in high school, like they watched the music video premiere. Like it was like a whole thing.
I had, like, the making
The parties
of
for it.
Thriller, like, video. I used to watch religiously.
That's cool.
I had it on cassette and I wore that thing out like until the tape was onion skin thin, and it did not work.
Onion skin thin. I love it.
We learned the Thriller dance in high school, like for gym class.
It's actually, well, once you, like, you have to, like, really, really, like, get into it, because, like, it's somewhat of a difficult dance.
Yeah, I don't remember a whole lot of it, but it was a lot.
You ever see, what was it? I forgot. They went viral for a while. It was, like, these prison inmates in, like, the Philippines or something like that.
Yes, I saw
And
that.
they learned
did
all the
Thriller.
dances.
I feel like it might have been around that same time because I did this in 2008.
Yeah.
Franklin, all right, you're going to bed.
I was like, that's one way.
Say goodnight to the internet, Franklin.
Good night, Internet Franklin. It's like,
Good night,
It's
Franklin.
one way to get exercise.
Love you. Say goodnight to the internet, Franklin.
Whoop. Let's pause that over here.
Well, in gym class in 11th grade, they let us do like kind of like electives for gym. So every semester, so like we did Project Adventure. There was a yoga one. There was like one where you just went in the weight room, and they had one where we did dance class. So this came out the year Soulja Boy and Chicken Noodle Soup dropped.
Well, okay, number one, 2 different years.
No, they came out in 2007 and 2008.
Again, 2 different years.
Yeah, and yeah, it spans over the same school year though.
No, well, let me see. Chicken Noodle Soup came out in no, it did not. 'Cause Chicken Noodle Soup actually came out in '06. And then it was '06, '07 because Soldier Boy came out the fall of '07 because that was the popular song my freshman year of college. My freshman year,
seventh
first
grade.
semester.
I was in 10th. I was in 11th grade for Soldier Boy.
Yeah, Soldier Boy was freshman year, fall semester of college. Chicken Noodle Soup was my senior year of high school in the fall because that was homecoming, so it was '06.
Okay, so then Chicken Noodle Soup came out the year before, but we did that. We learned those dances all in that year in 11th grade in school. Like part of the curriculum was the
This
Chicken
is-
Noodle Soup.
Usually the Chicken Noodle Soup dance to try to make it rain. It's our rain dance.
I loved that song though.
It was such a bougie New York song, and I loved every moment of it. It's like one of those things. It's like Chicken Noodle Soup, and if you've ever heard the song,
Alexa, turn on all lights.
yeah, Alexa. Have you ever heard the song "On Jackie"? "On Jackie" was a total just a New York phenomenon that only New Yorkers loved. You know what? I'm really surprised that we do not have Taekwon here right now. He's usually blowing us up at the moment.
It's Thanksgiving Eve and he's in college.
Just thinking.
You know,
that.
I'm still not now. I'm knowing Taekwon like we know Taekwon. I feel like he still would have been here.
I feel like he's at home, like helping his mom cook or something.
Yeah.
No, I still feel like he'd be here. He literally watched us while he was walking through a haunted house.
That is true. That did happen.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
missing out on him roasting me right now. I'm disappointed.
I was actually expecting that too. I was waiting for it. Has that? But have faith, Fretz. We're like 15 minutes away from start time.
Oh, maybe I'll put this down and save it for the main show then. Oh, that's a heavy bitch right there.
What,
I'm
Big
just going to
Goldie?
drinking beer again.
That's Big Goldie. Got her at Comic Con.
Is that a officially licensed one, or is that just like a replica from someone else?
Official authentic replica championship title.
Nice.
Well, I should hope so for $400 fucking dollars.
They better be the official licensed one.
How can it be an authentic replica? It's authentic. It's not a replica.
Well, no, you can have an
Oh,
authentic
yeah.
replica.
That's
I saw
like
It's like it's
AEW
authentic
champion
meaning like it's
gold there.
whatever.
authentic meaning like
It's-
accurate.
It's a real phony.
No, it's an accurate replica.
Like WWE replicas or WWE like authentic replicas.
Yeah, it's an accurate replica.
Yeah.
Because it's accurate and like what's the word I'm looking for? Like condoned and approved by WWE.
Yeah.
I
Making
think
it
it's made of the
authentic.
same material.
No. They
Kind of leathery and some.
so from
Yeah,
what
that's
I
some kind of knockoff.
from what I've gathered from them is that there are multiples of the same belts. So there's ones that they use for TV, and there's ones that they use to carry around for like
Interesting.
promotional purposes. But there is
Interesting.
yeah, but there are
It's like the Stanley Cup.
kind of yeah.
Because it was here. It was the first time I ever saw it, and it.
So I'm assuming the
It was
TV
trash.
one is probably like the ones that they sell on the shop, just so it like pops for like TV and stuff. But there
Yeah, it
is
just looks better on looks better on camera.
yeah, but there actually is a ones made with like real metal and all of that shit that they probably like do carry around if we're doing promotional work and whatnot.
So with Kurt Angle has gold medal. He has one on TV and the one at home that stays there.
Exactly.
It's one-
Those
one
were
at home that
not
never
his
used
gold
for
medals.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were not his real gold medal. It was like obvious. I remember I found that out. I was like, aw. But then, duh.
Well, they were down Chris Benoit's pants, resting on his balls, so of course they wouldn't put the Olympic medals in there.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. Part of me thought, wow, it's the actual gold medal for like a little bit. It was just like, that's a shame until, wait, obviously, duh. Like, no shit, it's not the real one.
Yeah, I wouldn't bring my gold medals, but I almost broke my neck to get one.
No.
I wouldn't put them online in a ladder match.
Oh, by the way, speaking of wrestling, you know what I binge watched last week? Young Rock.
Oh,
Is it good?
I've heard it's excellent. I've
It's-
had not heard one bad thing about it from wrestling fans. That's saying something.
As a wrestling fan, you will thoroughly enjoy because one, you get to learn about The Rock, but also like The acting is the acting. It's people portraying former wrestlers, and half of them are dead, but it's still kind of funny. It's funny because like someone plays like because you also realize how much wrestling influenced The Rock's life.
Oh yeah.
And so, but he'll tell you who everybody is. So like Macho Man's in there, Andre's in there, Alpha and Sika, the Iron Sheik is in. The guy who plays the Iron Sheik is hysterical.
Brett Azar is amazing.
Brett's
He's
in
fucking
there.
huge.
Triple H is in there. Becky Lynch
Becky
played
Lynch is
Cyndi
supposed to play
Lauper.
Cyndi Lauper.
Cindy Lauper.
Becky
That's
played Cindy. The
insane.
guy who played Vince is really
That's
good.
awesome. That's fucking awesome.
Hulk Hogan's in it. Tony Atlas is in it. Teddy Long hasn't shown up yet. Pat Patterson's in it. But like the way they did it is like you can tell The Rock had his influence on the entire show because every person plays their character the way that you would think them to. Like Pat Patterson has his famous, "Oh, guess who was just talking about you? Nobody!" Like that's his famous joke. Apparently he loved that joke and would do it to everybody.
That's a great joke. It's funny because it's probably not a joke either.
And so you get to see all the influence in his life. So it's kind of told, and it's Randall Park, I think, of the Community or whatever. He's Jimmy Woo in the Marvel universe. But he's the supporting character. So it's told, it's like 2032, and The Rock is supposed to be running for president. And so as he's on the
Accurate.
and so as he's on the campaign trail, Randall Park is working for some company, and he has exclusive rights to follow The Rock on his campaign trail. So and as they have like these one-on-ones, The Rock tells his backstory of his life, and so it's not told in a linear fashion. So sometimes you'll see him as a child, or him in high school, or him in college, or him after college going into like WWE for the first time. So it's kind of told disjointedly, but it's what makes the show pretty interesting. So like there's one, it's like right after he leaves college and doesn't make it in the CFL. Where he's sitting down with like his dad, his mom, his grandmother, who's a fucking riot. His grandmother got investigated by the FBI, which is hysterical. It's like Alpha Sika, his dad are all sitting down watching something, and there's this little kid like skirming around. And like he's like yelling and screaming, and then he looks at the camera and goes, "Acknowledge me!" And then I was like, and he's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, that's Roman Reigns."
That's Roman. That's funny.
So it's a really cool show. It definitely grew on me. But like it's great. Like all the people he runs into when he played for the University of Miami back when they were like legit, like you have Michael Irvin on the sideline. He goes into like, it's after his sophomore season or something, and he's in the weight room like early because he wants to work out early, and there's somebody in there before him like doing squats and stuff, and The Rock's like, "Hey, who are you?" And he goes, "Hey, I'm Ray Lewis."
Maybe you
You know, I was like, Jesus Christ. Like it's a nutso show. I literally caught up to the season, so the newest episode I think is coming out on Friday. But it's pretty good. Just don't take it. It's not a serious show, but you'll learn a lot about like what he had to do and the people in his life, which is pretty cool. Like it makes it seem like it's like, damn, he hung out with wrestlers all the fucking time.
Oh yeah.
Like he used to go fishing with Andre the Giant.
Whole family was there. Yeah.
And I learned that he lived in Nashville for a period of time.
I don't know that.
Mm-hmm. He went from Hawaii to Nashville to Pennsylvania, where he played football and got recruited and went to Miami. And you see his first wife, Danny, who is also his business partner now in real life.
I wonder how that one worked out.
According to Young Rock, he met her in the weight room at the University of Miami.
I mean, how he's cool with her running the XFL now.
Oh, speak of a devil, here's the Quan. There he is.
Go back to those yams, boy.
Hello.
Champ is here to Quan.
Well, from what I've got from Young Rock, Will, she used to work at Merrill Lynch, so I think she's fine.
Oh, so she's definitely qualified. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. I haven't we didn't get up to the part yet where they have a fallout and divorce. He just got married to her in the show. And he's just like now starting to pursue his career in WWE. Like I got to the part where he does a Die Rocky Die speech.
Oh, amazing.
And the actor who does the Die Rocky Die quotes it verbatim.
Of course he does. Duh.
So it's really good.
I watched like all of February of Raw 1997 this past week and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, damn, dude, this build to Final Four pay-per-view was so good. Austin just attacks Brett over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Fucking futz.
Yeah. Oh, apparently, you know who he spent a lot of time with? Because he started out in Memphis as well, because he was in...
Jerry Lawler.
Jerry.
Well, not Jerry. No,
obviously.
his one of his you'll probably know his friends. Harvey Whippleman was one of his best friends.
Oh yeah, okay. That's awesome. Good old Hermina.
Harvey Whippleman's so fucking poor in the show too. He's so poor. They live in he was in like a motel, but they had like a 1-room hotel or whatever, and so he's making eggs on a hot stove while he's taking a shit.
Oh, what a dream. And they say don't poop where you eat, but maybe you have no choice.
No choice. It's hysterical. The guy who plays Harvey Whippleman is really funny too.
I have to find where this is streaming in Canada because I can't find it anywhere. Like I
So
have.
it's not on Peacock. You guys don't have Peacock up there, I'm assuming.
No, we don't have the cock up here yet. Thankfully,
Don't you
'cause
still have the network?
I do still have the network, yeah, but it's basically through my web browser, which is through like my brother's cable because I give him my Netflix and Disney Plus for the kids. In return, he lets me use his Bell credentials to watch the network on like a internet browser on my smart TV. That's why I've had the network for the past at least couple of years.
Hey, whatever works, dude. I do the same thing. That's why I have HBO Max, because I don't pay for it. Charles does.
No, I use my parents' cable login, and they use like my HBO and my Hulu and my Disney.
Yeah, I have my friend's ESPN login, so I can watch all the UFC fights for free.
I use Dylan's Netflix, and I share my Paramount I pay for, but Paramount is the one I like give to people the most. 'Cause I feel like no one has it.
I don't have Paramount either. I've been like I should get it because I was interested in watching the Halo series.
I heard it was garbage, but
There's a
I
lot
have
of
I
Paramount.
also heard it was garbage.
There's a lot of butts involved.
I have on Paramount, Drag Race is on there.
Of course.
All the old Nickelodeon shows are on there. Jersey
Beavis and
Shore's
Butthead.
on there. Like all the MT, it's like Viacom stuff. It's like MTV, Comedy Central, Nickelodeon, VH1. Like I started watching the old Surreal Life again.
You're gross. I want to watch the new one with Lana and Rodman.
I want to watch it too. Did it start on
Who? Did you say Lana?
Mm-hmm.
Surreal Life?
Lana's in Surreal Life.
As in Lana Miro's wife.
As in CJ Perry, yes, Lana Miro's wife.
Oh my god.
And apparently there's a whole big thing where everybody sees Rodman's penis because he's just walking around naked, because that's what Dennis Rodman would do.
Yeah.
Oh, Taekwon,
Oh
good
my
pull.
goodness.
I would love to rewatch Daria and see if it still holds up.
Oh. Are they like rebooting that too? Because they just rebooted Beavis and Butthead, and it is hysterical.
Beavis and Butthead is timeless. Okay.
I've never actually watched Beavis and Butthead.
Has anyone seen? Was it
Too
Beavis
young.
and Butthead Do the Universe?
I watched Do America. Do America.
I didn't see the
America's
new one.
Do America's really funny.
Do the Universe is really good because there's a part where they walk into a college lecture and the professor is talking about either male privilege or white privilege, something like that, and then they just take it completely out of context and just steal everything in the cafeteria. Oh yeah, we're doing this because we can, or something. Check out that thing
call.
out of context. It's so
such a dick call, but I love it. I did love Do America. My favorite joke in Do America. Beavis and Butt is one of those shows you have to watch. You almost have to watch high. Like, it's funny when you're not high.
Yes.
But like, if you are high, you'll probably.
I understand.
Yeah. They're at the Hoover Dam in Beavis and Butthead Do America. They're on a tour of the Hoover Dam for no fucking reason whatsoever. And Butthead raises his head. Like, anyone have any questions? He goes, "Oh, is this like a goddamn?" Oh.
I love his name is Butthead.
Yeah, one's Beavis and one is Butthead.
My first name.
Yeah, Beavis and Butthead. It's so
Uncooked
funny.
as Told by Ginger on Paramount as well. Oh, what a classic song.
As Told by Ginger's so fucking good.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I need a cop of fucking Paramount login.
Okay.
Is Clone High on there? I thought Clone High would be on there.
All right.
I would never use it, but I say I want one.
Just to say you have it.
Yeah, I mean, because honestly, I'd go on there now and then and be like, you know what? As Told by Ginger sounds tight
Yeah.
right now.
I'll drop my login in our group chat and I'll make y'all friends.
Oh my god. You're the greatest person alive.
I'll exchange my login for dick pics. No one's giving you dick pics, Taquan.
Dude.
Sorry.
Oh my god, Taquan. You are a right. Taquan, are you home right now, or are you just preparing to go party? Because this is Thanksgiving Eve. This is the biggest party night of the year. You're home.
Hey, look, I remember you told me that years ago. I didn't believe you.
Did you go out one night?
Told me what?
No, Ricky told me that the biggest party day of the year is the day before Thanksgiving, which never makes
Yeah,
sense
it
to me.
is.
I don't.
Everyone's home from college.
Everyone's home
and they're
from
all getting
college.
drunk in
No
their
one has
hometowns.
anything to do tomorrow, unless you.
What about New Year's? Like New Year's
Thanksgiving
Day?
is bigger.
No, it's Thanksgiving Eve.
Overrated.
That doesn't make sense to me though.
It's because what do you have to do on Thanksgiving?
Cook.
Watch
You
football.
cooking, watch football. Most of you are eating, and Thanksgiving's your hangover meal. No one's really eating or getting
Argue
up
with
to
politics
like.
your relatives.
Hold on, let me get more
Yeah,
coffee.
okay. That's fair. I mean, I guess, but you know, what do you gotta do? What do you gotta do New Year's Day other than throw up and have the beer?
People
shakes?
usually go out to brunch on New Year's Day. A lot of people are active on New Year's Day.
New Year's, okay.
Football.
Before I get my coffee, going to brunch on New
It's the
Year's
worst.
Day
Yeah,
is
it's the
hell.
worst.
It's overrated.
Don't do it. Yeah, do not. Just stay home. Stay home and sleep like the rest of us.
So I need something to do this year for New Year's.
The biggest thing on New Year's is usually for me, from a sports perspective, is the Rose Bowl is usually on New Year's Day.
That is.
Didn't they
that was-
cancel that?
No, they are never canceling the Rose Bowl.
No, it's the Pro Bowl, right? I was thinking of
The Pro Bowl, it's going to be called like Pro Bowl
They're doing it
Games or
different.
something.
Yeah, they're doing. I think they're doing the hockey style.
Which is fine, because you ever watch an NFL Pro Bowl game, it's god-awful.
Yeah, no one watches it because no one tries.
See, New Year's I always have on lock. We've been having our friends and I do an annual New Year's Eve like pajama party.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, Charles. I understand you're not staying because you're probably really busy.
Hey, Charles.
Hi, Charles. Happy Thanksgiving.
Charles is probably going to be stupid busy because, you know, he works for UPS.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Have
Poor
fun
guy.
doing my packages, man.
I already
I'm
started
ordering
Black
I'm
Friday
ordering a
shopping.
dresser on
Are you
Friday.
really?
I tell you guys the story of how my dresser
No, you
broke.
didn't.
Yeah, it was one shelf at a time, and now all of them are gone.
Really?
Yeah.
Hi, Dusttail, whoever you
So-
are, but I do. Well, welcome to the show, Dusttail.
Yeah, so I got to buy a new dress. They have these like new like fabric dressers that look pretty
Okay.
cool. It's like you build like the iron or like the metal outline. You can put like the shelves in.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's gonna be a lot easier to get the box up 5 flights of stairs. It's gonna be a lot easier to move.
Yeah, that's right.
Now it's just like I feel like wood dressers can be overrated and it looks nice. It's just like a fabric. It's like a thick cloth.
Nice.
I was like, this could be really cool for
Okay.
clothes. So I'm gonna pick one of those up for like $150.
Nice. All right, I like it.
Hopefully for that Black Friday sale, it'll be less.
Yeah.
I did Black Friday at Target today. I got this hair dryer I wanted for like $30.
Wow.
Yeah. But I might go out Black Friday shopping in the city tomorrow
Hey,
night.
you are disgusting.
Don't get any fights.
So you're
okay?
telling me after this show, which we're about to start in like 2 or so minutes, as long as Will's ready, you're going to pretend to
ready.
cook. You're going to then
What do you mean pretend?
whatever.
To
You're going to
cook?
cook. You're going to then freeze your ass off to go see some fucking balloons at Macy's. You're going to then travel to Long Island to have dinner, weed, butter, and whatnot with your parents, and then you're going to at some point go Black Friday shopping. You're
Yeah.
wild. You are doing the most.
I know. We'll see how much of it I actually do, but so far, I live in the city.
You live in Queens.
I might as
you
well.
live in Queens.
It takes me 20 minutes to get there.
Just remember, Kay, tomorrow is free balloon day. You can call dibs on Snoopy. And Dusttail, whatever your name is, we are on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch.
And Facebook.
Ricky, who else are we? And Facebook. Heritage_podcast, anywhere you want to find us. All right, want to get this
I'm
on the
ready
road?
to get going. Fretz, are you ready to get going?
Ready, willing, and capable.
Wow, haven't heard that one in a long time.
God, I love you.
Give me a countdown whenever you're ready.
All right, let me hit record.
Yeah.
If I do that. Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Coming up this week on Kings of the Rings podcast, are you guys ready for war, or in Canada, are you ready for Thursday? Because before Thanksgiving and before Black Friday shopping, Mr. Fretz, the North American treasure of the FretzleMania podcast, is here to help us preview Survivor Series War Games and do a brief review of AEW Full Gear. So sit back, relax, and again, stop trying to go to Ticketmaster that are about to be indicted by the feds, because it is Kings of the Rings podcast, episode number 317, War Ready, exclusively on Wrestle Addict Radio, and it starts right now.
Yo, I love that fucking Taylor Swift brings down monopolies.
Oh man, Christmas came early. Thank you, federal government and Republicans, for holding off student loan repayments for another 6 months.
Another 6 months
Yeah,
and 60 days, baby.
Something the Republican Party got right for once. I congratulate you guys. Even a broken clock is right twice a day. So good job, Republicans. Thank you. Thank you for that.
I mean, we're not going to get $1,000 in repayment, but that's
It's
fine.
whatever. Anywho, be that as may, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kings of the Rings podcast, episode number 317, War Ready. It is Thanksgiving Eve. It is the weekend of Survivor Series, one of the big 4 pay-per-views or premium live events now for WWE. So it is a pretty important show in our calendar. And with us to help us prepare for all of this madness, somebody who has already had their Thanksgiving festivities a month ago because they're smart and in Canada.
Ooh.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring to you guys back again for the first time in a very long time, Mr. Fretz. Mr. Fretz, how are you, sir?
I am fantastic. Real Thanksgiving was a month ago, so I'm already
Don't you talk
set.
about real Thanksgiving, Fretz.
No, it's all good. I'm doing very well. I'm really looking forward to some War Games or Blood and Guts or whatever you want to call it this year.
Absolutely, I love it, Mr. Fretz. And always with us, as always, is Will Tarchuk. Will, how are you, sir?
What's up, everybody? Pray for me. I'm driving to Queens tomorrow. A fucking nightmare. Fuck this parade. Kay, if I see you, I swear to God I won't run you over. But if I get angry enough, I might run someone else over next to you. So,
Okay.
be aware.
So-
Let's hope it's a stranger.
Please don't run me over. I have pink hair. I don't think you'll be able to miss me.
There.
I have a very chaotic and interesting 24 hours ahead of me. I will be assisting and helping make vegan Thanksgiving stuff before going to bed to go to the Thanksgiving parade and hopefully not get run over by a balloon. then go to Long Island to smoke weed with my parents, and then I'm gonna try to Black Friday shop in Manhattan.
Some say you live a
So,
charmed life, Kay.
I do live a charmed life.
Semi-term life.
Okay, third eye blind.
Do. Yeah.
Vegan Thanksgiving is communism. It's not my fault. My partner's been a vegan for like 13
Damn,
years.
that's dedication.
I didn't. That is dedication. So like, the tofurkey's gonna be disgusting, but like, I know that's gonna be good.
Wait, hold on. Time the fuck out.
We're rolling in,
Hold on.
we're rolling up to my parents' house with vegan, mad vegan food.
Did you just say, because as I totally missed my cutscenes.
Mad.
Did you say tofu turkey?
Tofurkey.
Tofurkey.
So a
That's
turkey but
not
made
a
of
word.
tofu.
Yeah,
Yes, it is.
I would
Sounds
wrap.
disgusting. Yeah, I agree with Taquan. That's straight communism. All right,
It's
we
not
didn't
my
we didn't give native
fault.
smallpox blankets, so you could have fucking tofu
All right,
turkey.
It's not my
in the
fault.
defense of Canadians, which is going to sound really, really weird, you need to look up on your Canadian history of what they did to the natives of the land, because let me tell you, it's real fucked up.
Some
It's
people
bad.
eat tofu but won't suck dick. Explain the logic.
And there is,
Would you rather?
honestly,
No.
there is no logic to that at all whatsoever. I'm one supposed, so yeah.
I'm one of the hosts. Sorry, dude. I'm typing while talking. I don't want to interrupt the conversation. Like, fuck, I can type.
Oh, did I
I mean, they're booing Mysterio. Who boos
I
Mysterio?
forgot something.
Oh my god. Anywho, folks, let's try to get the show right. So it is the War Games preview show, or Survivor Series War Games preview show. We are war ready. Mr. Fretz is with us, joining us today. We're going to get into all things Survivor Series weekend in just a little bit. But before we do, let's go and do a quick recap of the show. But I probably am the only one that actually watched alongside Mr. Fretz, AEW Full Gear.
It was like 4 hours long. I was gonna watch it, but I was listening to Matt Men. He was like, it was 5 hours, and I was like,
3
nope.
hours and 54 minutes.
Absolutely not.
I was so upset because I was gonna watch it. I was off the day of Full Gear. I was gonna watch it, and I like didn't have $50 to throw at Full Gear. So I'm like, all right, I'll stream it this time, and I couldn't find a working.
Oh, I found a
stream.
working stream really quickly.
Message me next time. I can hook you up.
I was really upset. I was really upset. I really wanted to watch it. I know what
Yeah,
happened.
it's a pretty decent show, Mr. Fretz. Before we get started, what was your thoughts overall of the Full Gear show?
I thought it was very well done. There was a couple of matches that I wasn't really invested in. Like, I like Jade Cargill and Nyla Rose, but that feud I thought was just silly because, Nyla's the fake champion. She might as well be an interim champion.
Not another one, please.
We've
You
had
already
enough.
have 5, all right?
We
Not
don't
another
need
one.
we don't need another interim champion. Thank God. That the main event that MJF won the world title finally, which I fell asleep
How'd
during.
you fall asleep, Fretz?
It was almost
Fretz,
midnight, and I had to be
come
up at 6 for
on,
work the next
bro.
morning.
I mean, to be fair, MJF matches aren't the most exciting.
This one was good though.
Yo, Dynamite's in Chicago tonight.
Oh shit!
Oh.
I can turn the TV on behind
Listen,
me right now.
all right.
but-
If we could live stream what MJF is doing in Chicago right now, I so would, because I feel like he's going to troll them hard.
Do you think
He's going
Tony
to come out
Khan?
with cult of personality.
Yeah.
Do you think TK's is like, man, we can't run Chicago? Fuck, it's on the calendar 8 times already.
That's what he gets. But yes, as Fretz alluded to, MJF won the title. Thank God they did something right. And what I will say was probably the best storytelling match of the entire night, because they told the story. And this also kind of means the end of the Blackpool Combat Club. As
Good.
I bought their T-shirt last month. This is a record. It's already outdated.
no, why?
It was the oldest shirt available
I was
at
going to
Dynamite.
say
besides
Y2 Jericho.
this
I
one.
think Y2AJ. I think is probably the record for the shortest lifespan of a T-shirt.
God, that was a week. I forgot that was like a week.
almost
Dude,
bought that
great
shirt.
marketing. You should have bought it. It's worth more now.
Definitely is. But yeah, MJF won. He apparently is in cahoots with Regal, which is a nice little spin on things. And who knows what's going to happen from here? The Blackpool Combat Club apparently is not going to be doing anything now. I don't fucking know. But congrats to him. Kay, did you have your hand up, or are you just putting your hand in the air?
I'm readjusting because I'm like not comfy.
Ooh, that's Get comfortable. Get comfortable.
I'm like all achy.
Ew. Yeah. Achy break my heart. But
Don't tear my
But
heart.
speaking of interims, we do have a
Break it
hater in the
down.
house because, unbeknownst to myself and Will,
Why?
Jamie Hayter is your new AEW interim women's champion, and they celebrated her and they had a match as if this was for the real women's title. For all intents and purposes, it is, because who the fuck knows when Thunder Rosa is coming back?
Yeah, dude, congratulations. You won the match, but you're still not the champion. Oh, maybe? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know how to react to this one. This is just like, who gives a shit? Well, like I said last week, gold jacket, green jacket, who gives a shit?
The crowd loved her. The crowd loves
her.
Hayter.
Crowd loves her.
I mean,
She's been getting
there was a lot of shenanigans involved. Britt Baker came out after her match with Saraya, which we will talk about at some point. As you can tell by my voice inflection, I was not impressed.
Can't wait.
Britt Baker came out and did some shenanigans with Tony. It was an interesting match, but like we've said before, it's the interim world title. At some point, just make Hayter the real world champion, because Thunder Rosa has been around for a long time. Like, this is put it this way. Thunder Rosa has not been in action since before All Out. That was the last time AEW ran a pay-per-view before Full Gear.
Dude, she's been out of action longer than she's been champion.
No,
Yeah.
literally.
Probably. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm gonna say
You
it
might
is.
be right, and like that's
Yeah.
right on the button.
that's not a good thing. Just call.
Yeah. Like, if she hasn't called on TV tonight, like calling out Tony Khan at 9:30, be like, listen, TK.
Not 9:30,
I'm the
you asshole. I
champion
see what
now.
you did.
Yep. And she goes, none of this interim bullshit. I'll be the internet champion before I'm the interim champion.
That means she has to challenge Zack Ryder.
I'm calling shenanigans. Yeah, I'm calling shenanigans on this so fast. Like, I am the champion. I am the champion. You all can suck my dick.
I would actually enjoy a Thunder Rosa heel turn. Fuck it. Let's do it. Moving on from that, everybody's favorite act from 2017, the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, made their illustrious return. And guess what, Will? They lost.
I heard they carry on my... Oh, that's good. I heard they...
The Young Bucks lost?
Was it Carry On My Wayward
They
Son?
came out the Carry On...
By
They
Kansas.
came out the Carry On My Wayward Son, which is...
Is that an inside joke I don't know about?
know. They...
No, I can vouch that. I think the Young Bucks have wanted that to be their entrance theme for several years, and now that TK's opened up his wallet and got the rights for it, it's theirs.
Yeah, was
Cool.
TK would...
But it wasn't their song before. They just wanted it.
What was that?
They just wanted that to be their song. That wasn't their song in the past.
I think that's the case. I don't know if the Bucks wanted it or if the Bucks and Omega wanted it, but Wayward Sons, Kansas, makes sense, I
Good for
guess.
them.
Yeah.
It's probably a BTE thing that only like.
Yeah, I wish Tony Khan and the Khans would open their pocket and fix the Jacksonville Stadium, because, oh boy, did you hear about those violations?
No.
The Jacksonville Jaguars Stadium, TIAA Cref Stadium, or wherever the Jaguars play in Jacksonville, which also hosts Daily Place, 129 health code violations.
Ew.
I hope he blames the
Damn.
Stadium Stampede
With the-
matches. Like, listen, we had wrestlers going through
With
here.
the
What can I say?
presence of multiple rodents.
Ew.
Duh. They sell trash food and they plan on cleaning up right. Like, no kidding.
It's also...
My neighbor leaves a trash bag in the hallway for 3 days, and she wondered why we have mice. Like, duh.
And we're Scott Melody when you need him. That's a deep cut hockey joke, and if anybody gets that,
Somebody
I
in
love you.
Canada
Whoever's
probably will.
listening
But
to
anywho,
this.
folks, here's my thing with the Young Bucks. They lost, but not so fast, because soon after they lost, surprise, surprise, it's actually a best of 7.
I did hear that. I'm like, No,
Yes.
it does. No, it's not.
Let's
Stop.
Yes,
go.
it's the best of 7, with the second match being Dynamite tonight.
So I hope they get swept.
It's just, they don't go to all 4 matches. They don't go all 7.
Yeah. Yeah, just fucking sweep them. That's your punishment for ruining CM Punk.
So here's my thing with this is I was reading this comment from somebody, but it also kind of sparked something in me. Especially after watching this match, with me, and this is probably the marks are gonna come in on this. I think the Young Bucks and the Elite and the whole Kenny thing, I think it's a tired gimmick now. Like there's
Really?
I think there's
As a
there's
whole?
nothing that they've done in the past 4 or 5 years that has really like continued to pique my interest. Like they're essentially the same act from 2017 from the 2017 Indies when they were coming up.
Yes, but they're more mainstream. Kenny had a really good title run. The Bucks had a really good title run with the belts. You know, they have every single one of their matches have been 5 stars in my opinion for the past year or so. Like all
They
of their
have
matches, their cage matches with the El Cerro Miedo, whatever the fuck his name is now.
Penta?
Like them and Jungle Saurus and Lucha and Jack Perry
Chucklesaurus.
were really good. Jungle Saurus,
Oh my
Jungle Boy
goodness. Will.
Luchasaurus, yeah. Like,
You're having a hard
they
time today. You
had-
need more beer.
Yeah, right. Them and FTR had really good matches. Like the Young Bucks have been excellent. Kenny Omega had a great heel championship run with Don Callis.
Mhm.
So if it doesn't pique your interest because it's more the same, you know, I get it. But that more the same is so brand new to it's like so many people like me where it's amazing.
You know what it is for me? It's not like their in-ring athleticism is fine and the same gimmicky moves all the time, which it is what it is. But for me, it's more of there's no change in character. You know, and that's what kind of was like. It's still like the same kind of character. It's not really like It's not really Vecina effect, although it kind of is. But more so when I look back at like aka quote the greats of wrestling, is that there is always at some point in time a tweak in their character. They were still the same core person, but there was always something different. Like if you look at all the different facets of The Rock or the different facets of Austin, Randy Orton has had tweak after tweak. Edge has even tweaked his character from time to time, and I just don't see that in the Elite.
No, like I mean, if you've been following them since 2017, I totally understand. Just I haven't been. Like I've heard of them, but now that I've seen them, I do agree with you. Moving forward, I would like to see something different. And I don't know how often Kenny was heel on the Indies, but he came in as a face. Obviously, it's got such a company, and then his heel turn I thought was excellent. It was a great run. But yeah, moving forward, I agree with you. I would like to see something different.
You know what it is with the Elite and all of that. We're gonna move on, and you do have a question for us. You can just put the question in the chat. We will answer it.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll answer it.
You know what it is? They do a lot of in-ring work, but you like outside of like for being the Elite show, you don't really hear them on the mic a lot.
Kenny, you did. The Bucks, not so much, because they came with like Doc Gallows and Anderson and the rest of Squirrel Squad. So
they're called the Bullet Club, though.
yeah, whatever. Give them all sunglasses and Squirrel Shots. It'll be great.
No, literally.
So yeah, I would.
But yeah, Kenny and Don did most of the talking.
I would love to see a little bit more tweaks from them in the future. But let's move on to the Saraya return with Britt Baker. And Fretz, I don't know if you would agree with me, but were you underwhelmed by this performance?
I wasn't expecting that much out of Saraya. She hasn't been in the ring in 5 or 6
5
years,
years.
and 5 years. Wow. And
Like to the day.
really?
That's pretty wild.
Her last match was November 20th, 2017.
At the Nassau Coliseum.
Dude, that's
Yep.
crazy how life works out like that. That's a great story.
Full circle. Nate, take a shot. Was that the night that she got hurt 5 years ago?
Yes, it was.
was a house.
It was a house show. It was a house
with
show on Long
Sasha.
Island, and it was just she just it. If you ever see the video, there's nothing that Sasha did that was bad. It was just Paige at the time. Paige's body was like, well, time to go. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, her neck was effed, and with someone who's had spinal fusion surgery before, I can definitely vouch for when things just don't go right. They were really playing up, and I thought they did this a bit too much, playing up, Paige, Soraya, whatever her name is now, taking all these neck bumps, and then the crowd gets the silent hush, and Britt Baker's really playing it up. It's like, we get it, you have neck issues. I thought they overdid she has neck problems, but she's fine now bit. And her performance was, it was fine. Soraya's a decent in-ring worker. She's not as good as some of your other ones today, but it was fine. Underwhelming might be a good word for it.
Yeah, because, she came with a lot of pomp and circumstance. It's like anybody who comes back from a really serious injury like Edge, you want to see that for ferociousness and veracity with them, and I just feel like she didn't have it. But, maybe it's just ring rust, maybe it's a lot of nerves. Like, it's a lot to expect coming back from such a long period of time, and I don't know how much time she actually had in-ring training. Britt Baker carried her through the match, which is good, because that's what you're supposed to do when you're a leader and a pillar of your division. You carry the people through a match, so good for Britt. But yeah, I hope this is an improvement. It kind of also probably would have benefited Saraya if maybe she had matches on Dynamite and not on such a big stage where you could have built to a better performance from her.
Well, I actually want to touch on Fretz's point with the story of the match. They did the same thing with Debray with the head.
Yes, they did with Sammy and Kevin.
They did.
And they also did the same thing with Edge in his neck.
Yes.
And it's kind of weird because we're seeing the same story play the exact same way, almost, for the third time.
For the same injuries.
For the same injuries. And it is kind of weird because Paige, Saraya, whatever you want to call her, she's had a very different reaction compared to the other two.
Yeah.
And it's weird. And it might be because the match didn't deliver. She said in her press conference, I saw that, she was nervous. She was very scared, and she had to rely on Britt to carry her through. Which is, honestly, I have no problem with it, especially because this is the second time she's had to come back from a career-ending injury.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, last time she went balls to the wall, and she got hurt for it. This time she's like, listen, I kind of want to just take it easy a little bit. Like, I understand that. But yeah, I guess to Fretz's point, that they're doing a story we've seen 3 times before. Like, listen, we know you're cleared. You're not fooling anybody at this point. Because if you weren't cleared, you wouldn't be here. Like, you don't do that. You don't need to do that anymore.
So that makes sense. So like I said, good luck to Saraya. Hopefully she, things improve from here, pending all of that, if she remains healthy. Also on the show, Samoa Joe has won 2 titles. He won the TNT title. So good for Samoa Joe. I guess it's the thing in wrestling that Samoans just win multiple titles now.
Dude, I saw a picture side by side Samoa Joe and Roman Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow, one looks way better than the other. One's a way more believable double champ. And you got Roman Reigns glistening, shining, wet hair and sexy, and then overweight Samoa Joe in his 40s, just trying to cling on to 2006. I was just like, this is not as good of a meme as you thought it was.
I'm sure Samoa Joe is a daddy.
Samoa Joe is one of the funniest people ever.
Yeah, probably his wife.
I don't even know if Samoa Joe's married, to be honest with you.
Wendy.
Yeah,
Wendy.
That's AJ Styles' wife. That was a beautiful feud in WWE.
I love that feud.
We watched it at SummerSlam when AJ got his win back, or got the win. I don't think did Samoa Joe ever beat him in that feud? Did AJ do
I don't know. I know Samoa Joe was.
It was for the title.
Yeah, that's right. I know Samoa Joe was just terrorizing him.
Yeah, fucked him up. It was a really good feud that this Samoa Joe couldn't do shit for.
Speaking of Samoa Joe, so now he's a champion in AEW, which has television rights and licenses on the show, and he's a champion for ROH, which has absolutely nothing except for AEW's television programming.
Cool. Yeah, it's Ring of Dynamite every Wednesday on TNT. Sometimes TBS if the NBA's on.
Yeah, it's pretty much true. But here's an interesting thing I found out about Samoa Joe. So everybody, let's go in the Wayback Machine. Remember when Samoa Joe was in NXT? Exactly.
Oh,
Remember when
here.
Samoa Joe...
Wait.
Hold on. All right, Kay, you have breaking news.
Wait. I don't know if this is breaking news. I'm seeing something about the House of Black on Twitter.
They're back. I just
Wow.
saw it.
All
Thanks,
of them?
Ant. Malachi's back.
Damn it.
Thanks, Ant. Thanks for the breaking news. Right with Ant for
Wait, I'm
life.
watching it right now.
Kay, hey, hold on. Let's put you in the right frame first, as you freak out.
I haven't
on
freaked
TV?
out on the show in so long. Wow, thank God. I have a reason to live again.
Wow.
Thanks, Mal.
Wow. Jesus.
That got dark.
Anywho, so let's go into the Wayback Machine. Remember when Samoa Joe, everybody remembers when Samoa Joe was NXT champion. And remember,
First or
I
second time?
think the first time, I don't know. But remember when he was
Okay.
doing one of his walks to the ring and he had security around him and he shoved the security guy?
Yep. I know what that is.
Is it MJF?
It is MJF.
Yeah, I saw the picture.
Yes.
I saw the picture.
He literally
Tried to put
checks
himself over.
MJF against the wall.
Look at him. So cute.
Oh, that was good.
6 years ago. That is absolutely nuts. And I remember laughing. When Samoa Joe checked him against the wall. I was like, yeah, that's really fucked up. But
Hey, man. That pays dues.
hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
And that little boy who nobody liked grew up to be Maxwell Jacob.
Last and certainly not least, folks, a dinosaur lost in a cage, and it's not even Jurassic Park, and I should have seen this coming.
That's a damn.
Except
Yeah,
one
I
was
mean,
taking a shit and got eaten.
Ricky, we've been taking a lot of L's.
Yeah, we
lately.
were just really bad at predicting this event. But it was a good match. They actually opened with a cage match. I was like, all right, that's bold. But I did like to see they opened up with it. And it was a good match. You know what killed it for me? And Fretz, you might have felt the same way. Jungle Boy botched the table spot. Kind of.
Really?
All right, so like
That wasn't.
he hit Luchasaurus. He did a flying elbow from the top of the cage through a table. And he didn't land flush on top of Luchasaurus. Like, he clipped him. The table still broke. But it wasn't clean.
No, it was a very, very much an I am the table spot from Botchamania.
I am the
It's going to be on there
table.
this week. I guarantee it. And, oh, yeah, Logan Paul calling himself the table was just perfect. Yeah, I saw these two wrestle a match in Toronto last month, and they did a table spot, a very good sunset flip powerbomb outside of the ring table
Nice.
spot. Very good, but it just either the table wasn't right or there wasn't in the right position, not enough weight.
Yeah.
And it was fun. Like, the match was good. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed that match. Jungle Boy gacked himself really hard. He was gushing, getting all sorts of color. But yeah, the table spot could have been a little better. And if I could critique the ending, I would have preferred Luchasaurus passing out instead of tapping out to the snare trap. But that's just me because the dude's a monster.
No, dude, tap. People need to tap more in wrestling. I hate the passed out spot. It's way
Monster
overdone.
shouldn't tap out, though, but I do agree with that, Mr. Fretz.
Heels tap. Heels
Sniveling
tap.
heels tap, I think. But you gotta pick and choose it. Speaking of, like, overdoing things, that is my only other critique about Full Gear. There was too much color. Everybody bled.
Yeah.
Like, there was blood in almost every match but 3.
Did
All
Moxley
the
bleed?
women's matches.
There was. Tony Storm got color.
Oh.
It might have been a hard way for her. Though.
It looked like she busted up her fucking nose. But still, I was like, there's way too many people who want to get color in their matches. Like, you have to really they really gotta cut that out. Like, so some.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with color.
Yeah, definitely gotta be careful with color.
That's why WWE said they want to tone it down.
Well, yeah, they had to when Cody Rhodes was coming. It's like, all right, guys, I'm coming in. I want color. No, Cody.
WWE needs more color. I will say that.
Yeah.
Even if it's
Gonna
the
see
fake
this-
color. I liked when they do the fake color. I think it works.
Yeah, it just has to be set up well.
Yeah.
You know, it also has to be.
Color adds a lot to like a nice blood spot does add a lot.
Yeah,
to the right
that's the
match.
thing. It has to be the right match and the right moment for it to happen.
Yeah.
So it's got to be like a pretty serious feud. But moving on from AEW, we are going to start talking about finally after like what 2 or 3 years. Will Survivor Series makes it to Boston? They have been trying to do.
I know we've been calling this
We
for
were
how
supposed
long?
to go to the first when they first announced it before the pandemic hit, and then they shut it down and we're like, oh, we're never gonna come back, and like they finally were able to do it, and so we're gonna go through all of Survivor Series War Games weekend because it is a weekend that they are still making out of it in Boston. So I'm going to need some help with some of the naming of some of these episodes. To start off Survivor Series War Games weekend after SmackDown, which is going to be in Rhode Island this Friday on Black Friday, they're going to have their show The Bump air live from Big Night Live at Guy Fieri's Tequila Cocina. If you guys have never seen The Bump, it's pretty much their talk show that they do every Wednesday in the afternoon on Peacock, where they have different guests and stuff on. Meechin and
Keeps Caleb Braxton.
yeah, and
busy.
the other people. My friend Kaz is on there. Meechin and the Good Brothers were on there today. But it's going to be a live taping of The Bump featuring AJ Styles and everybody's favorite green-haired vixen. Shotzi will be there. So if you guys are going to be around Big Night Live in Boston for that live taping at Guy Fieri's restaurant, please show up for that.
Yo, eat a Fieri burger too. They're
Really?
amazing.
Yo, they're so good.
Guy Fieri's like Buffalo Blue Burger, like his blue cheeseburger, whatever, is amazing. I had it in Vegas.
Big Guy
so-
Fieri fan.
They-
Guy Fieri is
They-
actually a Raider fan.
I love him. Guy Fieri, he used to have a restaurant in Times Square, and it was so good. I used to go there before concerts, and it was so good.
You actually listened to the Fretzle.
Guy Fieri's got to hook Canada up. My God.
If you listen to the
seriously.
FretzleMania show then last week, we talk about why they let go of that restaurant. Went to a deep dive.
I
Yes.
was talking about that
Like,
restaurant the
Reading
other
Buddy,
day.
right?
I wish I got to go.
You missed
to
out.
it.
It was fun. I went.
We had Niagara Falls. It
Yeah, there
just
was a
store,
second
like a
WWE
hole
like
wall.
kind of thing up in Niagara Falls that we were talking about as well. But also moving along with Survivor Series War Games weekend, they also have surprise, surprise, a superstore, but Survivor Series War Games store. And what's the name of this hall, Will? Because I don't want to fuck this up. Faneuil
Hall.
Hall.
Faneuil. It's like
Like
yeah,
FanDuel, but
it's like annual. It's like annual.
okay,
with an F.
Faneuil. Okay, Faneuil.
Faneuil Hall. Yeah. So Faneuil Hall is huge. Like it's big. So it's like it's two buildings. Well, actually, inside the building isn't that big, but it's two buildings. One's like all food. It's like a giant row of like food and venues and stuff like that. And the other hall is like a giant gift shop. Up and downstairs. There'll probably have a lot of stuff outside because mostly it's like an outdoor venue with like restaurants and other shops and like stuff like that. It's right on the Freedom Trail too. It's like right dead smack in the middle of the Freedom Trail, which is like following the yellow brick road through Boston. Literally, it's just like all the bricks are horizontal except for the Freedom Trail. It's just vertical. It's just vertical bricks.
Gotcha.
Everything.
Yeah, so
Yeah, Faneuil Hall is gonna be it's a great spot, huge tourist destination. It's like your town square.
gotcha. Okay. And as you see,
shopping
it's going to be
food.
open from 10 to 9 on Friday and Saturday, and then 11 to 7 on Sunday as well. So they are going to be around after Survivor Series, which is going to be on Saturday night, just in case you guys forgotten. They have some exclusive items, including which I really want, the Survivor Series Samuel Adams shirt, which I don't know how the hell they got the license to use all of that, but I'm glad they did. And unfortunately, the ugliest world title belt that you will ever see, one with the Boston Red Sox logo on it.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
Ew.
That's a pretty poopy
No.
idea.
The Yankee one is better if you've seen the Yankee one, Will. There's a pinstripe one that's
Well,
really
also it's
nice.
pretty stupid. All right, pinstripes.
Well,
now
yeah,
we're
Yankee
talking.
pinstripes. Yes, they did a pinstripe design for it. But yeah, if you are going to be in the area for Boston, which I probably will not be, it's still up in the air, please go see Faneuil Hall. But now let's get into the actual War Games matches. And starting out with the men, we have Team Brawlin' Brutes, Sheamus, I'm going to call him Pete Dunne because I don't care. Pete Dunne, Ridge Holland, Drew McIntyre, and KO facing the Bloodline.
Another L we ate. Not Braun Strowman. Sorry, guys. I'm so confident too.
Thank
Yeah,
God.
I would like Braun.
No, for
That's
real.
too much. That's too much man. There's enough man in this match already.
Well, all the rumors were that KO
What?
had knee issues.
Yeah, that's true.
What a shock! Meltzer was wrong again.
Surprise!
Scoop sack.
Surprise!
Loser.
So yeah, this is probably main eventing. Legit. This is
Obviously.
going to be a wild. There were a lot of alumnus of War Games matches in here, especially on Sheamus' side.
You got Pete and
No,
that's it.
Kevin.
No. Wasn't
Oh,
Rich?
KO.
No.
Yeah, Pete
Yeah.
and KO. That's
Wasn't
it.
Rich
That's
in the
it.
one with Pat
Ridge
McAfee?
Holland wasn't the one with Pat McAfee, I believe. Yes.
Okay, so I lied. So okay,
Yeah.
all right, I take it back. But I'm surprised Sheamus is front and center, not Drew McIntyre. I mean, it is.
too.
It's
I mean,
Boston.
It is his faction, though, so that makes more sense. It's also Boston. Okay, no, you're
It's
right.
Boston.
Yeah,
Basically
they're gonna pop him. It's also it's the Irish side of Boston. So like I'm pretty sure the arena's in the Irish side of Boston.
So they have to.
Yeah,
They're gonna
that
come out to
makes more sense.
Dropkick Murphys just do it. Just
Yo.
Dropkick
Moving
That
up
would
to
be
Boston
so
would be
cool.
One night
nuts.
for the Brute. 'Cause it sounds like
Shipping up
that
to
damn
Boston.
song.
That would be.
That song just, I guess it's because I'm Irish, but that song just does something to me.
It does something to me too, I'm not Irish.
I love the Dropkick.
It does.
Boston.
It does
Yeah,
nothing to me.
I was one of the only white kids in my high school who wasn't Irish. Let that one sink
Yeah, that
in.
sucks, doesn't it?
Drinking.
See, I don't know how this match is going to be wild because as of right now, there's only like 6 matches on this card, so this is going for a very, very long time.
Fine with me. When you think of the 2 War Games matches, it's gonna be at 45 to an hour each.
So we're just gonna
Yeah.
go around the horn here, starting with Mr. Fretz. Fretz, who do you have winning here and why?
I think this match will have the Brawling Brute side win. I think maybe KO pins Sammy, and then you plant some sort of thing with Sammy and the Bloodline starting to dissolve. At least that's where I think it should go.
Will.
Sammy costs the Bloodline, and then they're saying, this isn't very oozy, and eventually you lead to him getting ousted, although I still think Sami Zayn should be the one to dethrone Roman Reigns.
Stop it right now.
I think this is going to lead. No, the Usos are going to get.
You had me, Fretz, and then you're speaking blasphemy now. You don't have a title reign of almost 1,000 days get beaten by a joke gimmick. I use that joke gimmick as a compliment to Sami Zayn.
Although,
He's not a title worthy gimmick. He's not a main event title worthy gimmick.
Or KO Sammy.
although
Usos
a
for the
little bit of a
titles.
devil's advocate, a lot of Roman Reigns' stuff has been very cinematic, especially his wins. His big wins have been very cinematic in nature, and they play up a lot of a story in and of it. And what a better poetic thing than to have somebody from the inside in this inner circle be the one to screw him over and make him lose his title. I don't know if that person's Sammy, but it's an interesting story that you can fiddle with. But I don't think you set it up here. But Will, who is your pick?
I did like Fretz's booking with the because I think KO Sami Zayn I could run it back at
Oh, yeah.
WrestleMania. Let's actually do it right do it right this time. I think is intriguing, but Roman must pose. Roman wins. Roman always
Mix
wins.
Murphy.
I also agree that I think the Bloodline is going to win at Survivor Series, but I want to see KO and Sammy truly have a true good Mania match because I'm selfish and I need it. But I think it's too early it's still a little too early for me to set up Sammy and the Bloodline's relationship deteriorating. I think you just need a little bit more time.
Especially because Sammy keeps breaking character and making them break.
Yeah.
And it's just so good.
Royal Rumble, that's where it goes.
I agree.
Usi is being run into the ground a little bit, but it still works.
Listen, they have multiple shirts of Usi and all of that out right now, so as long as it's making money, they're still going to go with it. I think here...
There's still money on the table. Exactly, there's still money on the table.
And here's my thing about being money on the table. There's still money in Roman Reigns. There's clearly still money in Roman Reigns. But if there is a match where Roman Reigns can, quote unquote, suffer a loss and have it not be his fault and not even get pinned and still kind of count for lose, it's War Games. This is the match where he could actually lose. Are we going to go that route? I don't really know with that. Especially because, number one, if you've ever seen Sheamus as the underdog, just look at his Clash at the Castle match. He's fantastic as a believable underdog. Against the mighty Bloodline. But I do think there is a story here where someone could almost cost the Bloodline the victory. It could be Sammy, it could be Jay. Surprisingly, it might even be Jimmy, but I think there is something to be said where you start to see the cracks in the Bloodline, which leads to something at the Royal Rumble, and then the Bloodline completely fractures by WrestleMania Hollywood, which I think is probably going to be the story there. But I think you start seeing the cracks around here somewhere. Who does it? I don't know, and is it enough for them to lose the match? Again, I'm not sure, but my gut is telling me you're having Roman in a main event match. He's the biggest draw in your company. He's the reason that people are tuning in for the most part, and I don't think you have him lose in this. So I'm going to, from a logical standpoint, go with the Bloodline. But they're almost going to screw up in this match in some way, shape, or form. So. But moving on to the Here Come the Women match, the Women's War Games match. We have Team Damage Control, which you have Bailey, one of Will's boos. Io Shirai, who has been in every Women's War Games match ever in WWE. Nikki Cross, Daddy Ripley, and Dakota Kai, who might turn on somebody just because it's War Games, and that's what the fuck she does.
That's what she does. It's in her nature.
We have it versus Bianca Belair, the Raw Women's Champion, Asuka, Alexa Bliss, and Mia Yim, or AKA Mi Chin. If everybody remembers, Mia Yim was supposed to originally be in that War Games match that we were at in Chicago, and she got taken out by Dakota Kai. Remember that, Will? She was taken out before the match. Dakota Kai took her place and then turned on Tegan Nox. Now, here's what we know so far. These are the competitors. There is a fifth member that is supposed to be revealed.
They haven't announced it.
The fifth member is going to be revealed on
SmackDown.
SmackDown, apparently.
Well, I don't like any of that news. That's not good news, dude. That's not good. Expectations are going to be set too high, man.
I don't know if we're actually going to reveal the person. On Friday, it could be just a bait and switch. You don't know, but based on what we know now, Fretz, give me a prediction for this match.
Tegan Nox, no. Becky Lynch is going to be the fifth women in this, and I think if I book the baby faces to win the first War Games, I think this is where Damage Control could win. Maybe sending up Rhea versus Bianca Belair at the Rumble. And also set up at the same time. I wouldn't mind seeing like a non-title Becky Lynch versus Bayley match, say at you can slow burn this to WrestleMania, and maybe one of them gets a belt at some point through that. But yeah, I got a book for Team Damage Control here, with Becky Lynch being the logical choice for the mystery person, because as we remember at SummerSlam, when Becky injured herself, she squared up to the newly formed Damage Control at the time.
Correct. True. If Becky comes back, Becky wins, for sure. However, dude, imagine if it's fucking Charlotte and everyone just
out of the building. Yes.
Then it's fake out and it's Sasha Banks. It's boss time.
You play Sasha's music and Charlotte walks out. And she does the hip thing. She does the hips and everything. Well,
they're in Rhode Island on Friday, so the reveal will not be in Boston.
mean, and Charlotte was a SmackDown superstar. So, I mean, everyone forgets about Charlotte, and she's ready
Yeah.
to come back. And she just needs a reason to come in. So,
Ugh, I don't know.
I don't want it to be Charlotte because I think it's not going to work. She's not a face. She's not a good
Yeah.
face.
She has been a good face since NXT.
Yeah, I don't know who it is. I have no idea. But if it's like I said last week, if it's not Sasha, you should reveal it beforehand because otherwise everyone's going to assume it's Sasha. And then if it's not, no matter who comes out, they're going to boo Rey Mysterio. Who boos Rey Mysterio? It's going to be that situation.
Yeah, no.
If it's Becky.
This one's hard for me because SK Murphy has disappeared real quick. Probably because their boo thing is there. This is difficult for me. Either way, I think Bianca's team wins. I think they start off a show. They start off for show number one. They're going to bookend these War Games matches. They're not going to go back to back because that is insanity. Yeah, it's a lot of kids.
Dude.
But they're gonna kick off a show. I don't think it's Sasha, especially since they're hyping up the reveal on Friday. I don't think it's Sasha. Becky's my second pick, but I do think your missing piece. I can see Beth Phoenix.
Oh,
Yeah, we did.
I think Beth is the safest of choices. Also, because have you ever seen Beth Phoenix? Beth Phoenix is out of her fucking mind. Like Beth Phoenix.
Yeah, she would be great. Her and Io would do something
Yeah.
crazy. Like that's the big spot. Her and Io do the suplex.
Do
on
like
top
a
of the
Spanish
cage.
fly from the top of the cage or some shit.
Oh my god!
Like
don't
I got
think she's
so
that
much more
crazy.
respect for Beth after she went through that Royal Rumble match and she was like half bloodied up for half the match.
Yeah, the back of her head.
She got busted up and was still
open.
just fighting. I was like, you're out of your mind. But that's a New Yorker for you. That's Beth Phoenix. I think it's Beth Phoenix, especially because the last time we saw Beth, she got concertoed and she even though Mia Yim is the
for
equalizer, it's the unfinished business. I only say Beth Phoenix because there's no other person that like Nikki Cross would like match up with, because you think of the matchup stories. You have the tag teams who have beef with each other. Bianca and Bayley have beef with each other. The story is that Michin is the equalizer for Rhea, but there's nobody to equalize Nikki. But then again, you look at Nikki Cross's feud, like who the fuck would go up against Nikki Cross that she's had like a legitimate feud with? And that's like nobody.
Can't equal crazy, dude. Well, Asuka, but
You know, so I think it's Beth. I would be surprised if it's Sasha. But if it's, I'd be very surprised if it's Sasha. But Becky Lynch is also a logical choice here. But I do think there's something crazy that's going to happen in this match. And I think the crazy is Alexa Bliss walks out.
really,
Something about her body language the past couple of weeks has been toying with me. But I think she might be, you know, turning in some aspects. But I think despite all of that, Bianca and company will win. But there's going to be something wild that happens in this match, even if it's not the surprise person. But Kay Murphy, now that you're back and well fed, who do you think is going to win this match? Also, who is the surprise entrant for Team Bianca?
I don't know. I kind of. Oh my god, I'm dropping my donut. Part of me thinks it's gonna be Sasha just because of the gag factor, and they're in
Yes, they
Boston,
are.
right?
Becky makes
So
sense too.
I feel like the Sasha Banks. Becky would also make sense. I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be Sasha because of the whole hometown pop, the peak of the blue hair and the hood and the art.
Wow. I
But
didn't even
I
notice
think-
that there's blue hair under the hood of that mystery opponent.
I was just
Two
going to say
men.
that. I was just going to bring that up. That's what a lot of the marks. That's what like Wrestle Talk was talking about it. Even Cultaholic alluded to it, but they were just splitting hairs. But
Unless Eva Marie is now the Blue Queen.
yes,
I think
or
it's
blue pants.
Sasha.
Blue pants.
Literally, Leva Bates has burned her bridges with WWE a long time ago.
Oh, as she ever.
Yeah, that's another story for another time.
Standing in the middle of. I just
But-
saw her standing in the aisleway in the whatever Coliseum it was.
actually think Team Bailey is going to win because I think Alexa's going to turn and cost Team Bianca the match.
So who's your surprise? Who's your mystery?
The blue meanie.
So you are going to go full blown with Sasha.
Yeah.
Okay. It's going to be interesting. It was funny because as we were preparing for the show, I was watching I was watching WWE's Best of War Games, and so you want to know what the original rules of War Games were? Same concept, 5-on-5, but you either won by a member of your team submitting, or a member of your team surrendering. It was submission or surrender.
White
Which
True.
is an amazing concept, actually. Like until you.
Well, that's how it works. You either wave the white flag or we drop nukes on you.
Yeah, submission or surrender, which I thought would be cool for them to bring back at some point. But it's not going to be this year, so who knows what's going to happen. But I'm excited for both of these matches. Moving on to things that are not going to happen inside the cage, but things that are probably going to steal the show, if anything. The Battle of the Bullet Club Supremacy, AJ Styles versus Finn Balor. It's a fucking toss-up, to be honest with you. Finn Balor has never looked better, and AJ Styles is like Stella. He got his groove back. So, Fretz, what do you have here?
This was literally a coin flip, and I wouldn't have hated this match actually being in the War Games cage, to be honest with you. This has a multi-person shenanigans schmoz finish written all over it. So I'm just going to flip a metaphorical coin, because I don't have one in my hands or my pockets, and say Finn Balor.
Fine by me.
Because
Will Tarashuk.
I agree. Finn Balor. Judgment Day needs some momentum.
K. Murphy.
Yes.
I agree. It's Judgment Day.
I'm going to be the contrarian here and say...
There we are.
I'm going to say AJ Styles. And I can almost guarantee that Dominic Mysterio is going to get his ass beat at some point to a massive pop from the crowd.
Leave the cage up and throw him off it.
The cage out of throw Tom off the cage.
Give the Chris Jericho finish from Blood and Guts. Just do it.
God, the wrestling world hates Dominic Mysterio. And it's brilliant character work.
It is really funny.
It's brilliant character work. The only thing...
I love his wardrobe.
Tell my deadbeat dad I said hello.
Yeah, that was also a weird line from Raw. He goes, "Oh yeah, tell my deadbeat dad on SmackDown I said hello." That was a weird line, but yeah, no, Dominic is just the worst. The only thing missing from this is Vicky Guerrero coming and being like, "Excuse me," and like slapping him in the face. Like a big.
You do not
Exactly. Like
that.
I want that to be a part of a storyline, especially if they're going to lead to like Ray versus Dominic at WrestleMania. I think that would be great to have Vicky come in, but Tony is Tony.
Yeah, she's on the contract,
which is a shame. Let's.
She came out in a lowrider though, with Nyla Rose.
Yes. Moving on, SmackDown Women's Championship, Shotzi in her first big title match, I think, on the main roster, versus a newly revived Ronda. And I mean revived because her and Shayna Baszler are besties again, and they're just choking people out for the sake of choking people out.
Is it really a revival if no one gives
I
a
care
shit?
about her more so than I have in the last couple of months.
Yeah, I mean, I cared about her down here, like to the floor. And now I just care about her a little more up to my shins. Like, who cares?
Listen, I will tell
me.
you, Shayna makes Ronda so much better in character. They
True.
they make each other better. Which because you know what it is, they're finally loose. Like they're finally like relaxed. Like you know, like
Yeah,
if you've
agree.
seen Shayna's promos, like when Shayna was coming up in NXT, her promos were actually relaxed. She was getting comfortable. Then something happened, which could be the Vince thing. You know, something happened when she got to Raw and SmackDown, and it kind of like jolted her growth. And Ronda has never been the most comfortable on the mic. But something about her and Shayna being together brings a level of comfort and calm to both of them because they're actual real life best friends. That they're able to be more of themselves. You know, ramped up to 10,000. which makes for good TV and makes Ronda a better heel champion. Be it as it may, I'm going to say Ronda's retaining. What do you say, Will?
Yeah, of course. I think Ronda just needs a better dance partner for me to care about the story, because it's like there's no stakes, right? Shotzi doesn't have a chance. And Shotzi's not believable. It's not her fault. It's because she's just been buried on TV.
The story's not there.
Or exactly, the story's not there because there's so much other thing. This is a time filler.
Yeah, the story's not there. They rushed this. The only big heat that they have against Shotzi is that they choked out Shotzi backstage. There hasn't been. There's not a build to this as there's the other matches.
Yeah. I like that they brought the tank back. Like when she shoots the cannon thing and the pyro goes off on the scoreboard. Like that's a great look. Like in a year or two, Shotzi will be just fine. She'll be exactly where she needs to be. Just right now, it's like, dude, you're a jobber as a title match.
I think this is a good prove-it match for Shotzi. Like, okay, we have some faith in you. Let's see what you can do on a big show.
I mean, Triple H loves her clearly because she's different. She's talented. I mean, when she's allowed to, she can cut a decent promo. Like I'm a big Shotzi fan. It's just right now, it's just like, you got the shot. Who are you?
I mean, they haven't been pushing Xia Li or anybody else. I actually would have.
Yeah, no, or the SmackDown
not being pushed.
A barren wasteland. It's a
I
barren
would have loved to have
wasteland
seen
over there.
them push Raquel because I think Raquel and Ronda that one time did a pretty good match together.
Dude, she is lost too. She has no character.
Yeah, she's too smiley. Be it as it may. Fretz, who do you have in here? Ronda or Shotzi?
Ronnie. Easily.
Oh, of course.
They're saving her. They're saving her dropping the title to Becky or Charlotte at Mania. That's my pick.
K. Murphy. Mix Murphy.
I want it to be Shotzi so bad, but like Will was saying, it's not believable. Like, I know Ronda's going to win. We all know Ronda's going to win.
Yeah.
But I think Shotzi can hold her own against Ronda Rousey. I just don't think this is Shotzi's time to be champion.
Kay, do you remember the first time you ran into Shotzi, or we saw Shotzi? Went to a Shimmer. Went to a Shimmer show, and Shotzi came running out of the ends of the back and running around, and Kay was like, "I want her," and I was like, "I understand."
That was the day I fell in love with
Yeah,
Swole,
I remember that too. Swole came out, and Kay was like, "I want her so badly." I'm like, "She's married."
You a man. You a man. Good for her.
Yeah, good old Cedric. Well, she's still in catering somewhere. Moving along to what essentially is the last match on the card. There's like 5 to 6 matches on this card. U.S. title triple threat, a not buried Austin Theory, sorry, Will, versus Seth Drippin' Rollins versus a very angry Bobby Lashley. He's like Debo from the Friday series. These days. That's what he is. That's literally what Bobby Lashley is these days. This is going to be a fun match. This is going to be a very, very fun match, but I don't know who's going to win. I'm going to leave that till the end. Fretz, who do you have taking this home?
This is a real toss-up. I mean, Austin Theory has had such a resurgence since his burial, if you will. But it's
a resurrection. He's on the way back up for sure.
He's on the way back up. But as much as I want to see him win this because the marks will hate it, Seth just won the title, and I think he should have a good run until Mania. And if I want a future shock, that one against Cody Rhodes once again.
Oh,
so
Cody's
Seth
up for
Rollins
bigger things than Mania. Will Terrashock, what do you got?
I got Seth retaining as well. It's just gonna be a fun, entertaining match. But Seth really is at the top of his game right now, and with Roman not on Raw TV consistently when he is on SmackDown, Seth Rollins has been carrying Raw for the past year and a half. Give him a title, carry with it. So, and yeah, I agree with Fretz. I do love what Austin Theory's been doing the past few weeks, and it is a career resurgence, for sure. He is on the way back up from a low point, which is the point of a bury. You got to beat someone down to build him back up.
Still wasn't buried, but continue.
I still think it would have worked better if he actually cashed in and won the title and was doing the same storyline and was still still cut that anchor promo, still his first aside, still had the same match. It just would have been a lot better if he had the title and actually cashed in and gave him more credibility.
But then there's no character development. Sorry about that. There's no character development in my opinion there.
No, the development's still there. It's just like he's like, listen, it's like I had the anchor.
Here's
right?
my
The
thing.
anchor-
Like it's he still cuts that whole promo and he still wins. The difference is there. Like the difference in the promo is like there's nothing for him to prove. It just means that what he did was correct by cashing in on Seth. Where it's like there's nothing to resurge from if he doesn't lose. You know what I mean? Because if he wins, it's just confirmation bias that what he did was genius and brilliant.
Well, it was from his perspective. It was because he made the point clear. Listen, like he's like, there's no point in cashing in on Roman.
The same point I made
which
on the
is
show,
what
but
we've been
continue.
saying forever. Like which is what the whole internet has been saying. That's what we've been saying forever as well. Like when he won the briefcase, we're like he's doomed because he can't cash in on Roman. So cashing in on Seth makes sense, right? But winning the title makes even more sense. And not winning the title, it's just like, well, not what was the point, but it is a burial.
Winning the title means that he
was
has
up
to.
Here, it's supposed to be up here, and now he's down here. But I think the difference is that you don't understand what I mean by buried and dead and buried. Like dead and buried is there's no coming back.
Catering.
Which was exactly like Cedric Alexander, right? That was never my point. My point, my I didn't think that he would be resurrected so fast. I had all the confidence where like K Murphy made the point that Johnny Gargano said he was going to main event WrestleMania
That was at
42 or
Evolve.
whatever, which I was like, yeah, at Evolve, right? But I was like, yeah, he totally still could. His career isn't over. I never said his career was over. I said at that moment, compared to where he was under Vince, like he took a stunner from Vince, from Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania to now he's losing a cash in on a mid card title. That's a burial. And now it's just the resurrection where he.
See, I wouldn't consider that as buried, and also be resurrected from something. You have to die. So your definition of dead and buried versus buried is kind of skewed in that point. But I see what you mean by burial. You're seeing burial as in like a demotion from where he was, and I see burial
Correct.
as somebody who is like almost getting that Triple H treatment back after the curtain call, where you're gonna eat shit and like it for a while, which that never happened. Never happened to Austin Theory, and I don't think ever will at this point in time in his career. I think he's going to be a mainstay for a very, very long time. I just see it differently as that like it's just he finished the story. They kind of had a hole, but he kind of promoted his way out of it by things that people have said on stuff before. He lost, and now you have something for that character to grow. It's that little tweak. He is still the same Austin Theory, but it's that.
Is he still doing? Is he
He's
still
not
doing
doing
selfies?
this. They took the selfies away.
No.
So in that case, that is a death of his character. Then that bright-eyed, cocky-ass, like Randy Orton 2004. I have the briefcase, youngest this, youngest that. That character's
It's
dead.
a tweak. It's a tweak
And
in
now
the
it's a new
character. I don't think
character.
it's a tweak where like there's something that's a little bit of change and something he has to now kind of recreate and remold. That's a tweak. It's a storyline tweak that I would love to see, that WWE does well, that I would love to see in the Bucks and Kenny, like I had mentioned before. But moving on.
1,000% agreed. Actually, no, final point. I will say that argument. How you win an argument is 80% how you present it. So I will take that big L from a few weeks ago. So even if my point is valid, I still
K
lose.
Murphy, who do you have winning this?
Will, I'm proud of your growth. I appreciate the character development.
Thank you, my love.
That being said,
Damn it, Kate. That was good.
got it.
I like a good
So,
dig.
I think that Seth is 1,000% retaining, but because Austin Theory's not buried, I think Bobby's taking the pin.
Ooh.
That's all.
Oh no, I think Austin's eating the pin.
I don't know.
Because I think at that point it just drives him deeper into madness and it helps his development.
So you're saying essentially he's just gonna go on somewhat of kind of a maddening losing streak where he just like he can't.
Yeah, I mean you can lose for a purpose, right? Like losing without purpose is another version of burial. Losing with purpose is storytelling.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be interesting because I think the case. I don't think, like you said, I don't see Bobby taking the pin at all.
No, I don't either because Bobby's also on a career tweak. He's doing a tweak back.
It's kind of weird, and he is seamlessly going back and forth, which is crazy to me because I did not see this when Bobby first came back. they're not going to hot potato this title. Seth is going to win. It's a matter of who takes this pin.
Yes.
It could be knowing the Seth character the way that we've grown and known the Seth character, which, by the way, it's been 10 years of Seth Rollins. And the Shield, by the way, 10 years since the Shield's debut. Oh.
Yeah, David.
That's wild.
Yeah. Seth, yeah, you are, Fretz. Seth is going to find a way to weasel his way into winning this match.
Exactly. Bobby is gonna spear the fuck out of Theory. Gonna get him in the hurt lock. Seth's gonna come in the chop block stomp.
Yeah, something
1, 2,
like
3.
that. Yeah, Seth is gonna.
Yeah, and then Seth and then Bobby Lashley just puts Theory through 3 tables. Just takes it all out on him.
Well, like he's Lana
And
from
Seth
2 years
is
ago?
running out. He's like, Seth's running out the back door at the top of the ramp. His Green Goblin laugh.
Matilda laugh from friggin' Banjo
Exactly.
Kazooie.
Yeah,
Something like
that too.
So that is pretty much all the matches we have on the Survivor Series card. And now it's the time for us to try to crown this card. I think I myself have very high expectations for this card. But Fretz, how well do you think this pay-per-view, this premium live event will be for War Games?
I think with War Games being in it, it goes for at least 8.25. I think I'll go 8.25.
I like it. It's Dave booking right there. Will Tarashuk.
I'm gonna do a strong 8, a very strong, satisfying 8.
Yeah. K. Murphy.
So I'm probably gonna watch it until Monday or Sunday night, which is gonna suck.
I will give it an 8.5, and I will be watching live since I'm going to be working during Survivor Series. So I'm going to watch it during
I'll be
work.
watching live myself, whether I'm going to be live in Boston or live at my own fucking apartment. Who knows? It's still up in the air, especially with Black Friday sales on ticket sites like SeatGeek. But I'm going to go with a solid 8. A lot of how this pay-per-view is going to end up depends on who that 5th person is for that women's match. That's a big cliffhanger that you need to kind of fill that hole with. It's going to either get you excited or get you disappointed for this. And I think that's one of the things that's also ironic.
A crown is on the line.
Seriously, one crown is on the line. What's also going to be very interesting with this is I think this is a great WWE troll job, or if it's going to be this new thing, but we know how in economics speak, when you have competition, the consumer always wins. Well, WWE said, we're going to do a live press conference after the event.
Oh,
No, they didn't.
Yes.
no.
Listen, there's a difference between a media scrum and a press conference, and you're going to find out why after this show.
Yeah. The difference is a media scrum has Dave Meltzer, Scoop Satin, and like maybe Andrew Zarian there. This press conference is gonna have the Boston Globe,
Boston Globe, New York Times, Miami Herald, like, Sports Illustrated.
yeah, like ESPN, like
real journalism.
Just casually
Not-
hanging out.
like I don't want to say the marks and like the dirt sheets aren't journalists because technically they are, but I don't have an impact. I said I haven't.
They're
but I
not
want to
credible
back-
There you
journalists.
I mean,
Some of them aren't.
They are like WrestleZone, like those websites. They are real businesses. They are real journalists. It's just like not the
Yeah.
same. Like you're marks. You're like pseudo journalists covering a pseudo topic. Like
They're
if you're a
bloggers,
journalist, if
essentially.
you're a journalist only covering a fake sport, you're kind of a fake journalist. That's kind of it's like it's a pseudo sports. You're a pseudo journalist.
Yeah, so this press conference is going to be airing live right after Survivor Series War Games on their social media, YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok, which is going to be rather interesting in and of itself. So let's just do this for a sake, as we still have a little bit more time. What's the weirdest thing that's going to happen at this press conference? Because knowing WWE, I don't believe we're just going to do a straight press conference. That's what NXT does. What gimmicky thing might they do at the Survivor Series press conference, Mr. Fretz?
One of them's gonna eat like a plate of muffins or something. There's gonna be an illusion. There's gonna be some kind of illusion to this. Like, okay, what is Boston? Okay, clam chowder. They're just gonna eat some clam chowder or some shit.
Oh, that'd be
DM?
great.
Seth Rollins is going to get a box of Boston cream donuts.
Oh,
Ah,
yes.
Ah, yes.
There
That's
we
one.
go.
Will, what do you got? What's going to happen?
Triple H is going to announce that Aaron Judge signed with the Yankees.
Could you imagine?
Triple H is like, breaking news,
I
everybody.
got this exclusive here.
Aaron Judge is signed with the Yankees. Fuck the Red Sox.
Triple H, you're from New England. No, I'm not.
No, the Blue Bloods from New England. I'm from, well, British, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm going to be really interested because potentially you're going to have Seth going to be. You're obviously going to have the winner, Seth, potentially AJ or Finn, whoever wins War Games, Ronda on a hot mic, which should be very interesting. Potentially we don't know who's going to be at this, but you're assuming it's going to be the winners of the match, so on and so forth. So there's going to be something interesting has happened. When I saw this, I go, oh, they're going to have some fun with this. So I'm very interested to see how this goes, who shows up, who says what. And if this does go well, I think this will be a continuous thing only for their major pay-per-view events or premium live events.
Triple H is actually from Nashville.
Yeah, that's why I made the joke. Because he's from the New...
I thought he was actually from Greenwich.
No.
That's where they live now.
Yeah, that's where they live. Yeah, that's where they live
Yeah,
now.
except for Shane, who lives in New York City with his shoes.
If I ever ran into Shane McMahon on the street, I would die of joy.
Dude, I would do the dance in the swivel.
He'd probably roll his eyes and be like, oh, every time.
Dude, you know what's pretty wild? Remember the Shane McMahon spot where he had the match with
Kurt Angle?
the hardcore title. No, the
Steve Blackman.
Steve Blackman.
2000.
So that was the same card as the first TLC match.
Shut up.
That's right.
SummerSlam?
Can you believe that? SummerSlam 2000.
Wow.
It was 2 matches prior to the TLC match.
Jeez.
Imagine being there.
Night Kurt Angle got severely concussed doing that.
Yeah, in the botched table spot.
Pedigree.
The botched table spot, the pedigree. Dude, there were so many table spots that match. Like Bubba went through 2 tables, Matt Hardy went through 2 tables, Jeff Hardy went through 2 tables, Shane went through tables, Triple H went through tables, Kurt Angle went through tables, a lot of tables.
Shane fell he fell 50 feet. That's a year ago. Someone died doing that, so that's a little bit tone deaf.
Well, yeah, I mean, they didn't have stunt people with them, but yeah, he did fall 50 feet. It was kind of crazy that they pulled that off.
Was that a real 50 feet or was that a gimmick 50 feet?
Gimmick 50 feet. It was more like
it's still really high up. Yeah, like if you if you see the visuals from that fall, like he's still high up there. Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
What are you out of your mind?
It's probably the same height of remember when the Miz suplexed
Shane?
The Miz suplex Shane. The Miz suplex Shane. Yes,
it's always
the Miz suplex Shane at WrestleMania 35. Yeah, it's probably the same height.
We were there. Yeah, probably. Honestly,
that was also a scary spot as well to look back at.
Yeah, that was a good spot.
Oh my god, I have breaking news.
Lay it on us, Kat.
Thunder Rosa has relinquished the title. Jamie Hayter is the AEW Women's
Champion.
Yes!
There we go.
Thank God.
And Tony Storm's like, for fuck's sake, you couldn't do that last week?
Literally.
Screw Thunder Rosa, seriously. Thank God.
Well, she'll be signed by WWE soon, probably. Watch.
No.
Should be used correctly, I guess.
Come on 2.0 and Wrestle Brock's daughter.
I can't wait for her and Charlotte not to get along.
Thunder Rosa will revive Lucha House Party.
And Kenny Omega hit the GTS.
Stop it right now.
No. And there comes Izzy's dad.
No, dude, she replaces Selena Vega and Legado
del
del whatever. Yeah, I almost said Legado del Idolo.
Close. Oh my God. So yeah, Jesus Christ. Yeah, finally Thunder Rosa relinquished, which means she's not getting signed again. But be it as it may, folks, it's time to sign off for this. And because I know Kay has some cooking and not a lot of sleeping to do in the next 36 hours. And Fretz just has Thursday to look forward to. And I really have nothing to look forward to be honest with you.
Yeah, Fretz is going to work tomorrow.
No, I don't.
Loser.
I'm off tomorrow. I'm playing Pokemon Scarlet all day.
Yeah.
But Fretz, we do want to thank you for coming
Yeah.
back on the show as always. But please tell us where we can find you.
Yes, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at FretzleMania. That's FRETZLE Mania. Like you all know, I do a podcast. That the proper way. Thank you.
It's a letter, not a word, Fretz.
I do a podcast right here on Wrestle Addict Radio, the cure for the common wrestling podcast of the ruthless aggression. King Ricky and I just dropped Survivor Series 2002 last week. I've already recorded this week's the fallout from Survivor Series, and it was a very fun show to do. And that's about that. The last time I was on this show was KOTR 100. Now here I am on the network podcasting with all of you guys. It's actually kind of surreal.
You're welcome, Mr. Fretz. Thank you for being a part of our network and part of the show, and being a continuous bright light to all that is wrestling and nostalgia. And wrestling nostalgia too. You are literally pretty much our historian since Freckles left us. For
Freckles didn't leave. She's still here.
Freckles got replaced
with a real boy.
No. Why are we disrespecting
That's
Freckles?
a great historian too.
We haven't had a Freckles sighting in a
seriously
many fortnights.
Next week, Freckles will be back.
Well, we'll see too bad. So without further ado, Will Tereshak, let's cue us out of here, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to Kings of the Rings podcast, episode number 317, War Ready, because we are ready to cut some turkey, to lose all of our money on Black Friday because I just got paid, and we are also ready for Survivor Series War Games this week in Boston. I've been your host, King Ricky Rose. You can find me at Ambassador Biggs across all social media outlets, BIGZ Ambassador Biggs. Find Kings of the Rings podcast at KOTR_podcast across all social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, no Snapchat, Twitch, Discord, YouTube, so on and so forth. Like, share, subscribe, leave us reviews wherever possible. And if you're listening to us and you're listening to the audio version of this show, make sure you're listening to us by subscribing to Wrestle Addict Radio, the cure for the common wrestling podcast, where you can find us and our special guest, the Mr. Fretz of the FretzleMania Podcast, all on the same network. And follow Wrestle Addict Radio's social media at Addict_Wrestle on Twitter and Wrestle Addict Radio everywhere else. Survivor Series War Games is going to be a hell of a time. I may or may not be there, but we'll see. It's a toss-up. But I know somebody who won't be there, but will be in the Boston area, Will Tereshak.
Yeah, no kidding, man. The irony is I'm going to a different show Saturday night. My brother's like, hey, you want to go to this DJ show with me and Meg and you and Jazz can come? I was just like,
you didn't have the balls to say no, did you?
You
didn't have the balls to say no.
I thought about it for 2 seconds. I was like, fuck, I'm really that stupid, aren't I? Ethan Thomas, ARASHUK. I guess we're doing 4 o'clock dinner. Well, the show's not until 9 o'clock, so maybe it's a little bit different, because I think wrestling we have to leave like 5. Mom be like, well, what about dinner? So I can do both. So yeah, prime rib on Saturday. Nice. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Oh, yes.
So good.
Enjoy your tofu turkey.
Okay. I would like to point out that there will be also regular turkey at Thanksgiving. It's not just going to be the tofurkey, but I will be. Yeah, my parents are making. Well, my mom is making like normal like turkey and like the stuffing, like the Italian stuffing and like potatoes and shit. But there will also be vegan mashed potatoes present, and then we're making a bunch of shit in the kitchen. There's a tofurkey. There's a vegan eggplant parm. I think Brussels sprouts. It's going to be fun. You can find me across all social media platforms at TheK Murphy, TheKae Murphy. You can follow my graphic design and tee shop on Instagram and on Spring at Euphoric Future Designs. And let's get out of here. Yes,
please. And also, that reminds me, we are going to do a Black Friday sale on all of our merchandise, probably 25% off everything at any of our stores, which I'll be setting up sometime before Friday. So until then, folks, goodbye. good night. Enjoy Thanksgiving. Enjoy Black Friday. Don't spend too much money, but if you do, spend it on our shops. Enjoy Survivor Series War Games. And last but certainly not least, Mr. Fretz, please do us the honors.
Night.
Fuck you, Slack.
Yes. We'll see you guys soon. Beautiful. Beautiful, 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 Fretz. It's one of my favorite endings ever.
That was great.
And I just followed Euphoric Future Designs. I found it on Insta.
Yes,
That's
I looked
me.
at your shop. It's pretty interesting, Kay. I love how you're playing around with the gender stuff. Not playing around with it, but using,
Thank you.
like using the store to highlight different genders for specific merchandise, which I thought was pretty cool.
Thank you. Usually people just kind of focus on like he, she, and they, and like a lot of other new pronouns kind of get like erased. And like I didn't even really realize that until I started working at Trevor, where I obviously work with folks that use those pronouns. So I'm like, oh shit, there should be more.
I didn't know there was more than that. If I can be brutally honest, I didn't know there was more than he, she, they. Like, what
There's a
I'm
ton.
curious. What else? I'm curious.
Honestly, I learn so many new things from the LGBTQ youth that I serve, like on a regular basis. Like I learn terms, some of which I don't quite understand, but I usually have to do a quick Google search, like while like talking to them, because I'm like, I don't know what this means.
Well, I'm probably going to be using you
Like-
more as a resource, Kay. No, because I am going to. It's eminent that I'm going to be co-chairing a diversity committee for my agency.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I know, resume builder. And so we're working on, making sure, and we're doing a lot of review of agency forms and stuff. I know one of the big things that they worked on was looking at the hiring application and eliminating things like race and gender, because it's not stuff you need for a hiring application. Reviewing that stuff.
Wow.
So I may call on you. Randomly for stuff.
Call on me, but let me run.
I gotta hop.
Wow!
I'll see you guys next week.
It's just
Same.
me and Fretz.
Well,
Enjoy your turkey days, friends. Tout it out,
I
Ross.
I have to cook.
Bye-bye, guys. So, Fretz, it is just myself and you for a little bit of time, at least. Not much. Hello, Raghad, or whomever. I'm not sure. Raghad? Raghad? No, reggae is REA something. Whatever. It's REGGAE. I don't know. They have a YouTube page like RAGHAD. That'd be up to you, Fretz. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, so Fretz, thank you again for joining us on the show. It's me and you. I've never had a one-on-one post show before, ever. This is pretty interesting, Fretz. So... Oh, sorry for your loss, by the way. Go Islanders. Really? I will tell you this, since I'd try to make it a goal of mine to, no pun intended, to go to at least like one Islander game a year if I can. These days, I'm growing more into hockey. As like another sport. Like I'm about to get their reverse retro jersey, the new style fisherman, which I'm like, this is a brilliant choice. I'm either gonna get it as a Christmas gift, or I'm just gonna buy it myself, depending on my mood. Nice. I do love Hall of Fame, so. Oh yeah, weren't you like on the set? A maid set, yeah. Yeah. That's pretty awesome. That's a, of course you do. Ah man. Yeah, I do want to go back to Canada at some point. I did have a good time the last time I was up there, for completely different purposes. But I still had a great time up there. You guys are fun. And I will say if you ever get to watching Young Rock Fretz, which I hope you do, because I think of everybody who has been on the show tonight, you will really like the show. Like you'll appreciate the hell out of it. Um, they do talk about his time when he was in the CFL. For a hot second, yeah. Um, I forgot, but they make a crack about like his salary, and and he's like in dollars. He's like they're like no loonies. He's like what? Because they talk and he also talk about it, which also shined the sun, especially at the time probably about the disparity in pay, especially because I know the Grey Cup just happened. The disparity in pay of the CFL players because he highlights the fact that a lot of those players had second jobs because they weren't getting paid enough. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and mm-hmm. Really, I did not know that. It's always been up. It's always been up in the air. Yeah. Speaking of BMO Field, will you be? And I know it's like 4 years away from now, but are you going to try to make it to a World Cup at BMO Field? It's one of the host stadiums. Mm. Yeah, I'm just interested how to do because I feel like they're not gonna like the very. I mean, the this World Cup in the Americas 4 years from now is a big deal. It's across three. It's literally across three different countries. Obviously, most of it being in the U.S. because of space and what have you. But I'm interested to see how they where they place with teams. Obviously, you have the group stage is going to be a big deal, and where these teams are going to house and travel and stuff. Because that's a lot of traveling to do for across a month span for all of these soccer teams and international people and stuff. And I do not think they're going to screw you guys over and put Canada somewhere in like Kansas City. You know what I mean? Like I feel like you guys are going to be able to see Canada play at least 2 or 3 times in the group stage, like in at home. Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you, you guys have two stadiums that they gave you guys. It's BMO. It's gonna be Toronto and Vancouver at BC Place. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, they gave it. So they said BMO holds about 45.5 in capacity, and Vancouver's 54.5. Gotcha. Yeah, it's a lot of the East Coast. Because I was joking with my friend Charles, like, I can go to like 4 or 5 of these games because it's all up and down the East Coast. So you have, Charles lives in Atlanta, so I was go to Atlanta, Mercedes-Benz Stadium where the Falcons play. Beautiful stadium. And I predict very, very soon that WrestleMania will go back to Atlanta because they are ready for it. Especially with this new stadium. It's going to be at Boston at Gillette Stadium where the Patriots play, whatever. AT&T Stadium, Dallas, because why the hell not? Also a very beautiful stadium that I've been to before. I haven't been to Atlanta or Boston's, but AT&T Stadium is gorgeous. Fun fact about that, the same people that constructed AT&T Stadium for the Cowboys, it's also the same company that built Yankee Stadium. It's very interesting. There's only one evil empire, and that's the Cowgirls. Houston is getting one, NRG Stadium, where the Texans play, because something's got to fill out that stadium. Kansas City, Arrowhead Stadium. Again, still surprising. Still surprising. I mean, I know they had... I was watching the U.S. versus... fuck did they play? Denmark or not Denmark. I forget. They played someone that they fucking tied with because they fucking gave it. Was it Belgium? I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. No, it is crazy. It was Wales. We tied Wales. I watched it. We tied Wales. Yeah, but no. Um, but no. When they showed, like, I guess the hangout place in Kansas City, and there were a bunch of people there. So it's what's it? St. Louis used to have a football team. It was the Rams. They moved the Rams to Los Angeles. It's okay. It's okay. What else? After Kansas City, Los Angeles, SoFi Stadium, because duh. Because that's a beautiful stadium. Miami Hard Rock Stadium also makes a lot of sense. Warm weather, a lot of people who play soccer down there. Probably, you know. Yeah, no. New York, New Jersey, MetLife Stadium, because New York was going to get this at some point. You also have Philadelphia and the Link, which is a surprising one, although the Philadelphia Union soccer team is very popular down there. Levi Stadium in San Francisco, the Bay Area, where the 49ers play. Interesting venue, but I'll take it. And probably what's going to be the loudest venue of all of them in the States, Seattle, where the Seahawks play, Lumen Field. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so whoever plays in Vancouver will also probably play in Seattle as well, which makes sense. And then you have the three Mexico stadiums, Estado Azteca, which is where they had money, where the 49ers played this past week, and then one in Monterrey and one in Guadalajara. So it's essentially 16 stadiums for the World Cup in 2026. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's gonna be a very interesting time. It's one of those things like I want to go to one game. I don't care like if it's Team USA, that's fantastic. But it's one of those things like you want to go to like I'm a big sports guy, as you know, Miss Fretz, and so I want to go to like a major. I want to go to as many major sporting events as I can in my lifetime, and going to the World Cup is a bucket list event. you know. Mm. Yeah. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, no. I'd love to I want to go to like finals. I've been to a Major League Baseball playoff game at Yankee Stadium, which is an experience. I've been to two actually. One they won and one they lost. Um yeah, it's that the Mariners beat you guys on. They got really good and no one noticed until it was too late. That was it. But yeah, no, there's playoff baseball is very intense. Very intense. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. 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 That's 8-7. I love it. I love it. Nice, nice. I will tell you, Fred. Speaking of hockey, if you ever do make your way to New York, we hopefully during hockey season we can get you to an Islander game. As I refuse to take you to a Ranger game, even though it is at MSG, and you would love to see that. I get it because it's MSG, but got to take you to an Islander game because I think you will love the that arena. It's a lot of fun. UBS Stadium. That's gross. The Islanders are the Islanders are doing pretty good from what I've gathered. Thank God, I'm tired of them. Okay, yeah, we have 24 points. We're in third behind Carolina and like you said, the surging Devils. For some reason. Yeah. Man, it's great. Yeah, no, hockey games are a lot of fun. Because I said I've gotten into it a lot. I actually have, because UBS was first, like its first real time opening was last year. So I have a replica puck that has the inaugural badge on it. I'll have to show it to you one day. Or I might have. Yeah, now this year's the 50th anniversary of the Islanders, so now I need to get like the 50th anniversary patch and all of that stuff too. It's 50 years of the Islanders. Nice, yeah. Yeah, no, it's 50 years. They have a really sweet patch that I want to get, which is good because their store, I don't know if I ever told you, their team store when I went last year was excellent. I got it because they didn't have, I was looking for cases of Zekas. So I got I did a custom jersey order and I got like, I got the inaugural, I got the first year patch on it, I think, as well as part of it. It was done by the end of the first period. Okay. That's hysterical. That is crazy, but yeah, you'll. Of course, DeMar DeRozan, who left you guys too. Actually, DeMar, I want to say I don't remember. I want to say no, no, because he was traded for Kawhi, I believe, or something like yeah, something like that. He missed the cut, unfortunately, because he did a lot for you guys. Uh, yeah, good old Vince. JYD. Oh, okay. I was like, why? I was like, why are you missing Junkyard Dog, who was also on Young Rock as well? Yeah, you will, like I said, French. You will love Young Rock. Torrents were a big thing for me in college, and then I was torrenting too well. Let's put it that way. Yeah. I will say you can binge it. Like I said, it's the episode. They're like 20-minute episodes. It's like and they've only gone through 2 seasons so far. It's like 12 episodes a season. But they're dense with content about his life and the people that he shows that show up and stuff. So it's interesting. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it's very very fun show. And like I said, I'm hooked. I'm hooked on Young Rock, man. So whatever The Rock does is great. Fretz, question for you: Have you been able, as we're gonna switch nerdom or fandom right now, have you been able to see Black Panther yet? God, really got to get you there, Fretz. It's gonna be in theaters for a while. It's that good. I'll be there for a while. Yeah, I've never really done. Actually, no, that's like I've done Black Friday because I'm a dumbass sometimes. I was like, I'm just gonna go to Best Buy and grab some stuff, and that was a bad move. A lot of the time, it's a bad move. No, no, totally understandable. Do what you got to do, and well, no, the kids aren't going to watch this. How did the clothes turn out? Because I know you bought some from the stores. Oh, that's right. You got the Switch stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're joggers, so they're cupped at the bottom, right? Okay. It, yeah, joggers are a different breed. A different breed. But who knows? I might invest in it. We'll see what happens. But anywho, let's get the hell out of here. So thank you guys for joining us, whoever's staying this long. But it's Thanksgiving Eve, I think. And we have a whole lot of nothing to do, Fretz and I. So we're going to get off the stream and we'll see you guys very, very soon. Happy Thanksgiving.
Midnight music.